this is going to be the first 3-minute segment. And you
Yes.
said it's going to be in 12 years.
This is ages 1 through, birth through 12.
Birth through 12.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the first 12 years of Maura's life. So start when you're ready.
All right. I was born in 1959 to parents who met in acting school. They lived together in various places in New York City. My mother's family was horrified that she had had a baby not being married to some actor she met. My father's parents said, "Cool, a baby," and took me under their wing and helped to raise me. And that was the story of most of my upbringing, is that I spent summers and weekends with my father's family. My parents lived in New York City, and they lived out on Long Island in Valley Stream, if you know the area. So that's where I spent a lot of my growing up. So Mom and Dad split up when I was 2, but I stayed very close to my father's family. Mom and I moved practically every 2 years. She was a bit of a counterculture hippie type, I think is an archetypal way to describe it. She would disagree somewhat. But anyway, we had a rather roaming existence. We didn't have much money, but we had a lot of love for one another and traveled about a bit, as I said, about every 2 years. So I was changing schools a lot. We mostly lived in the New York area, but also spent a few months in Oakland, California, and an entire school year in Berkeley, where I have a quick story of race. While I was in Berkeley, it was announced that next year, all of the kids in my mostly white school were going to be put on buses and sent to the mostly black school down the road. And so they wanted us to meet who our playmates would be. So they invited all of the kids from the mostly black school to come play on our playground and said, "Poof, you kids go out there and play together." And we'd never met. Nobody made introductions. We all just stood around and wondered what we should do, when I saw a group of girls in the corner get out some jump ropes, and I said, "Jump rope, I know that one." So I ran over there because I know how to jump rope, and I said, "Oh, can I play jump rope with you?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." Well, here comes a cultural problem. They jumped double Dutch. I only knew how to jump a single rope. So they let me try. They gave me first spot in the line and said, "Okay, come on." And I looked at it and I said, "I don't know how to jump in." And they said, "All right, we'll start it while you're in there and we'll do it slow." And I said, "Okay." So they started. They did it slow. I got tangled up in the ropes. I fell to the ground. I was hurt and embarrassed. And one of them said, "Would you like to try turning the ropes? We can teach you that." And it's this crossover motion. So I learned to turn double Dutch. And I turned it, and every time all the girls finished and it was the next girl's turn to start again, someone would turn to me and say, "Do you want to jump?" And I always had to say no, and I never did learn double Dutch, but I can turn. So was that my 3 minutes?
You have 25 seconds left.
Well, okay, that's double Dutch. It was just interesting to not know how to do it and to have never learned it, and that no one facilitated the process whereby we children might get to know one another.
Hi, I hope you liked that excerpt from the Great Brook Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a new upload.